I want to make sure it comes up on YouTube here. See where we're at. Still says I'm waiting. I'll see if it pops up. Oh, there we go. It looks like it's popping up. All right, there we go. I think I got the viewer on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no one's here. I'm looking at analytics. Stream health seems to be good. I will.
Stream health, one thing that worries me the most.
It's been good when I switched to this app. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring your camera up now, so you'll be in the tiny small corner.
Yeah.
So let me do this. I tap this, and then for A camera, I keep. Let's not tap on me. I keep this, and for B, I'm gonna bring that.
Yeah.
And so you are live. All right. And I am joined by Wolf Lord Lewis today with my logo
Hello.
backward. My logo is backwards on the little pop up right now. So this is the tiny thing. So we're trying out like having a guest on this. So, I can draw and have someone to chat with, and or whatever, just a guest, because I'm thinking maybe when I live stream that if I'm doing
Yeah.
someone's paint over, I can have them on and comment on it. So what were you working on, Wolf Lord?
Storm Wolf. Stormfang gunship.
That is a cool model.
Ooh.
You got the good stuff. I want the big stuff, but I didn't even start the small stuff yet. Here, wait, I'm gonna zoom in on you. Wait. Keep that there. We're gonna switch to this real quick.
It's weird because I'm trying to line it up. I'm looking in the little window, and I realize now it's mirrored to what I'm actually doing in the top right.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
we
there you
go.
go. Okay, so we'll show that off real quick. That's going to be good. All right, so then I'm going to switch cameras back.
Yeah.
Oops, this one, and then I'm going to go A here, B here. There we are. All right. Not bad. I like this little app. I got to get my face. I got to turn this camera off because I don't want to see. I need to get another camera so I can put me up sometimes. All right, now I'm going to tweet it out in case anyone wants to look. How do I get to my... Here we go. Copy link. I'm going to tweet this real quick.
One thing you'll notice I do a lot is if I have to respond to a tweet or something, I'll just bite my toothbrush because that keeps it. That means I know where it is.
Just let me drop in some hashtags and a link. I'm not like used to this, bro. It's like now. So I have the laptop controlling like YouTube and Twitter. I got my phone for the control panel, and then I got my iPad that I'm using to streamcast off of. So I'm like used to just using the iPad and draw and call it good. But all right, let me do some hashtags. Artist Empire. We're here. We're community. I'll throw Procreate on there because I like Procreate, and Switcher Studio. All right, there we go. Let's try this. Oh, I don't have any. And then I always got to transport the images over. Like, I don't have my images on this laptop, so when I tweet, I can't put like images with it. So it's always like these little tedious things that I have to remember to do. There, that's way we have working on this. All right, let me mute this so you're not hearing any background noise. There. All right. Now I got the slow process of I got to erase the area around this again.
Yeah.
I rewatched one of the videos I did, and I just laughed because it was like 15 minutes of me erasing. It's like this 1 pixel line around the whole thing, and I'm not saying anything. And I just laughed. I'm like, who is going to tune in and watch this show with me erasing 1 pixel? It's like you might as well watch paint dry.
The thing is, I did tune into that. I was
well,
I was lurking because I was doing other stuff, but I was watching that.
See, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Like, I think if I can keep it interesting and something like this, I think definitely helps. So thank you for helping me test out the live stream because, it'll make it more interesting. And it's like they can see, and if people wanted to see, hey, show us the model you're working on, we could switch camera to that real quick and everything. So I like to practice and learn all the new stuff. So I'm trying. And I like I don't know, just like with someone working on something, it's like that creative energy.
Yeah.
Do you read any of the books or listen to any of the audio books for 40K?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I do read a lot of the books. Have I got any to quick that I can quick? Yes, I do. I'm currently reading the Cyphers Kane books.
Okay.
Because it's as weird as it sounds, it's Blackadder in 40K.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because Cyphers Kane, the hero of them, he doesn't really want to be a hero. He's actually just like a massive coward, in his own words. So he acts like the best one is the Siege of Perlia, where he ends up leading a massive crusade from one side of the planet to the other, simply because he got accidentally stuck in an escape pod.
The only one I listened to recently, I did the Call book, Belsarius Call. Was it the Great?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so because I was out of the loop with the kind of the new Primaris, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well,
yeah.
I gotta listen to something that has a little bit to do with that. And then I was listening to that when I was working, so then I bought the Audible for, I think it's Jericho, like the Bounty Hunter and Necromunda. And then I think it's a newer book with was it Gortrek? It was of Gortrek and Felix where he comes back or whatever for the new world or whatever. Because I was like, I wasn't caught up on like that either. You know what happened with all the new stuff. So I was like, well, I'll listen to some audiobooks and get caught up
with good old Brian Blessed in it.
Yeah, right.
Gortrek's alive.
I know, and those are pretty good when I'm drawing because I can focus enough, and listen to it. And that's what's funny is. I talk about it's hard for me to like talk and do this. It was even hard, like, if you're listening to like a show and trying to like take it in, where I get like focused on like trying to figure out a problem. That's why on these streams, I don't mind starting with this slow part where I'm just erasing because it literally like just preps my mind for talking and doing something that's mindless,
Like, what is it? I've gotten so good at painting interstices that I can just hold a conversation whilst doing them and just looking away.
Yeah. And what did you say? You said you streamed some video gameplay?
Yeah, I've been streaming a lot of RimWorld recently. Let me check my Twitch analytics.
You're on Twitch when you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Create a dashboard. How much have I streamed in the last month?
Curious.
Insights, channel analytics. 118 hours and 49 minutes in the last month. From the 10th of January to the 8th of February.
Okay. See, that's what, like, that was part of what started streaming. I'm like, okay, I was posting videos and stuff. I'm like, it's a lot of, I spend a lot of hours doing this, and I'm like, well, why not try to like get the video and see if anyone even watches, and maybe
Yeah.
it's content. So I'm like, why not try to use it?
Yeah, for me, it's like I'm just playing like 10 out, like 2 hours of remote a day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I may as well stream it. Like,
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
like, and what is it? When I started doing my Crusade Force, that's fun and interesting, and like, it's just me and my brother chatting,
Yeah.
playing 40k, and getting a bit salty sometimes.
Yeah.
When what was it? His basilisk blew up, killed another basilisk, and just left my guy untouched because he
Yeah.
had a 4-up feel no pain.
That's some of the, like, when I was playing 40k a lot, that was some of the best stuff. Is just like when someone would survive some crazy odds.
Oh yeah, I have brother Sven the Stubborn. This guy.
Wait, let me see. Okay.
He's one of the new guys who took a Cyclops demolition charge to the face and lived. Yeah.
I was playing, back in the day, we would be playing. I played a lot of Space Wolves.
Oh
And
yeah,
they were fun with the. I just remember having like one Blood Claw like survived, and they didn't break. And he had a power fist, and he was like running because he was the jump pack boys, and they already killed like a couple vehicles, and then he like one manned it and ended up taking down another vehicle like at the finish, and he survived at the end. And I was always like, oh man, that guy has to get like some back banners and some awards, because I'm like, he survived some serious stuff.
Yeah. What is it? That's how I do my army. If somebody does something stupidly fun, and it is like an amazing one-man charge of a light brigade, and it succeeds, he gets honors.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. That was another reason I liked Necromunda. I would play that because just a lot of crazy stuff happens in battle on that.
Yeah, like around the start of for my birthday last year, I got myself a Leviathan Dreadnought.
Okay.
Which is this boy.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't come like that normally. I added a bunch of spare Space Wolf bits to it, but he is like, the stories I've got of him, just like being charged by a horde of like Chaos Terminators with power fists, and just chopping them all to bits of a giant power claw. Just like, those sort of stories are always the best.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that really made this game grow.
Yeah, just like, it's a battle simulator. Like, I'm young, like I'm only 19, so like I never got to see the proper glory days where you had like the old shock attack gun rule.
Yeah, I remember my favorite was from the old ones was like just the templates. They had this thud gun template, and it was like the most obtuse, like you roll and then the first explosion lands, then you roll another dice and it points the direction of the next. So like the blast marker had like 6 pieces, and you would twist it all, and it would make this pattern, and it was like never effective, but it was so fun to shoot.
I think my favorite story about old 40k is Death Strike missiles used to have infinite range.
Oh.
And you could call up a store, and if they had a game of 40k on, you could say, right, ask them if I can just slap a Death Strike missile template on their table.
Yeah.
So you would get like stories of just random games where all of a sudden they've just been like, the manager or whoever's running the store at the time walked up and said, right, do you mind if we stick a Death Strike template randomly on the table?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the big it was like 2nd edition, and there was like I think it was if someone had if a Terminator had a cyclone missile launcher and you fired them all at once, you would get like this big, we used to call it a pie plate. So it was like this big blast template, you know. I was like, so
Yeah,
you know, and what was funny is sometimes I play Space Wolves and like my friend would play like guard or something. You know what I mean? It's like, okay,
yeah.
yes, I want to like do a pie plate on all your guardsmen.
But yeah, like apparently the tradition was if you did get Death Strike randomly, you just stick it in the middle, roll all the scatter dice, and that's just where it ends up.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently there was I can't remember when I read this, but apparently like a bunch of stores in America and England organized like they Death Strike to each other. And they just said like, right, all the games of 40k we're playing in these stores are happening on the same world. So it's just like all these missiles, and it ended up being the UK stores that got the better of the American ones.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact of there was more people in the UK stores with Death Strikes.
Yeah.
Like going back to shock attack guns, my favorite thing about the old ones was the fact that you rolled 2d6 to see what it actually does.
Oh yeah, I can't remember fully the rules. I'll have to end up looking. I know the orc stuff was always so fun because it was just like crazy calamity.
Yeah, like I think the two I remember was on a double one, it does jack all as the grot inside it explodes.
Mm-hmm.
On a 12, it instantly killed whatever you shot it at.
Oh yeah.
So you could shoot at something like a Warlord Titan, like which is 70 wounds and like 6,000 points. And if you rolled a magical double six, it was instant.
Was the shock attack gun? Was that the one that fired? Wait, what was the one that used to like transport the little what is it? The snotlings into stuff?
That's the shock attack gun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you used to be able to shoot it at stuff, and then like if you got a good hit, they were like inside with you could take out dreadnoughts and whatever with it. That's right.
Yeah, just random stuff like that.
Yeah. How far along am I with this? There, I got it almost traced out. I think I like this feature.
What, the doubles?
Just us being able, like, to have a guest on or something. I think.
Yeah.
I think that'll improve. I have a lot to learn with the whole streaming game, but I think something like this could be useful. And it was pretty easy to join on your end.
Yeah, it's just like click a few buttons, say like, right, this is what I want my mic to be, and all of that.
Okay, cool, good. Because it'd be nice, like, I want to have a free paint over day and then invite some of the people on when I paint over their mini,
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And there's such good work in this community. There's like so many just things I like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone's got their little spin on stuff. And
like there are days when I'm like, people have to remind me that I actually do paint good minis. Like, I see so many people doing so much better than what I've got.
I know. I always I guess, like me, since I haven't painted any in forever, like I don't even. It's like anything done is a success. You know what I mean? So I don't know how I feel about. I'm like, man, that is a finished mini and it looks cool. So be proud.
Yeah. I think the two proudest minis. I think the two minis I'm proudest of are the fact I've got an OG Najal Stormcaller.
Oh yeah. That I used him a lot.
Yeah, the old stupid metal bird pose.
Yeah.
Like, it was either get the old metal one or get a fine cast one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine cast, so I'm not using that stuff. Because, yeah. Fine cast is the worst, man. One thing I often people ask me is how I actually achieved the effect on my minis of it being wind worn.
Yeah.
And it's literally just dry brushing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's going to be interesting. I wanted to finish this one today. We're going to work on your wolf lore. We'll do this again, and we'll work on your mini. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Like, where there he is, just the fancy Premier Shield boy.
Yeah. Some of the Primaris, I really like.
Yeah.
They need to work out their legs more because a lot of them have some skinny legs. But other than that,
Yeah. The legs on some of
yeah, I mean, I just like
just.
It's like if he came after you, just kick him in the thigh and he'd run away.
Oh yeah. Oh, if it's a space wolf, you just kick him in the balls because those things still work.
Like, my leg.
I've shown off my Heldrihid, the guys with Necron weapons.
Wait, what did you say?
Heldrihid, it's Old Norse for Royal Guard.
Oh, all right.
Because the weapons the kit I got the stuff from was the Lich Guard one. So if I'm stealing it from the Lich Guard, who are essentially like the Royal Guards with the Necrons, I may as well do something funny with Old Norse. Like eventually, because like one thing in the lore is that all the Space Wolf units are like Wolf Guard and Wolf Fangs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not actually. That's just the High Gothic translation of what they're actually called, because they have no direct way of translating from Fenrisian.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Space Wolves hate the Inquisition.
Yeah, probably because why? Because of all the gene seed taint or whatever, and they're not. The Space Wolves aren't really the rule followers anyway.
With like the gene flaws, like the Canis Helix, quite a few chapters have that. Like the Blood Angels have their Red First and the Black Rage. But the Space Wolves,
because they rage out. What is it? When they get really huge and they kind of have to turn into a werewolf? What is that called?
The Curse of the Wolfen, which was actually really well known. Which is actually just the final stages of the becoming a Death Swan from Heresy. It's essentially just a mutation, but the thing that actually turned the Space Wolf against the Inquisition was something called the Months of Shame, which occurred after the Second War. I think it was either the Second War of Armageddon, I believe, where the Inquisition tried to massacre all the guardsmen who fought in the battle.
Oh, yeah.
But the simple fact they had fought on the same planet a demon Primarch had turned up on.
Yeah, so they didn't want to take the chance of taint.
Yeah, so they just tried to massacre everyone, but the Space Wolves, being the Space Wolves, used their own ships as blockades.
Okay.
Wow. And it leads to my two favorite bits in the lore. Logan Grimnar, chapter master of the Space Wolves, sprinting and jumping around in Terminator armor.
Yeah.
Like, for reference, he does actually end up burning it out because of how bad he's like stressing the joints on it.
Yeah.
But like, he terrifies even the high-ranking Grey Knights there. But the simple fact they've never seen somebody run in Terminator armor, especially after being teleported. And the other thing is, they have the great scene of beyond. I will get up the actual bit because of how often it is. It's just beyond the fell-handed going off on one at the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
And Here we go. Beyond Double-Handed, preparing to negotiate with Inquisitor Kaisenaros during the Months of Shame. From the Inquisitor. You walked in the age of the Emperor. Bjorn made the gear-grinding chuckle again. Walked, ran, pissed, and killed. I did it all. I met the All-Father, you know. Fought at his side more than once. I do believe he liked me. Kisnaris slowly went to his knees. Oh, Thor, not you as well. As just grumpy old man Bjorn sees people kneel before him.
Oh yeah, because he's been around.
Yeah, Bjorn the Fell-Handed, last of the company of Russ.
I remember. Oh yeah, he is the last of those. That was a great model. I played him in second edition, and he had some longevity on the battlefield. I forget what his perks were back then, but
I know his current perks because I have the new codex. Let me grab it.
Yeah, what does he do now? I'm curious.
He has a 5-up Feel No Pain, which is strong by itself. Beyond the Fell-Handed, you subtract 1 from all damage he takes to a minimum of 1, which is
Wait, say that rule again. I was just checking something else and I didn't hear it.
You subtract 1 from all damage he takes to a minimum of 1.
Yeah, okay.
He has a 5-up Feel No Pain. It's 8 toughness and 8 wounds, which means you can hide him behind your own models.
Okay.
Because the new rules state that any model that's a character that has more than 10 wounds can still be targeted.
Okay.
Even if you've got like a wall of screening infantry. But Bjorn doesn't have more than 10 wounds, so you can still just shield him with like a pack of intercessors.
Interesting. I know. I'm gonna have to catch up. Like, I'm gonna end up playing again to I've been out of it so long. It's like the rules have changed so much, so I have to figure it all out again. But it'll be fun.
Like what is it? I do like just some of the stupid bits of lore, like Lucas the Trickster, the most asshole member of the Space Wolves, who gets away with it because he's actually quite a good fighter.
Yeah.
Like, among his notable deeds for pranks include locking an Inquisitor in a Grok's breeding pit whilst they were in season. Yep. He spiked a Wolf Lord's Mjord with laxatives. Like, he is just a massive douchebag. But they love him for it.
Yeah. He fits in with the theme.
Yeah. Like, one theory is that the reason why he hasn't been exiled or anything yet is because Bjorn the Fell-Handed likes Lucas because Lucas reminds Bjorn of Lehman Russ.
Okay.
Just like this guy who runs around pulling loads of pranks and just being a massive jerk to people that you can't actually control. Because to put in reference how bad he is, every year they hold a trial for him where they also use as a way to determine who's stuck with him for the next year.
That's kind of funny.
The way they do it, they draw straws, and the 2 people who do the shortest straws have to fight it out.
And then that's where he goes?
Yeah, he goes to the loser. Like, the only people that he isn't allowed to go with are the Psychers. Because could you imagine the chaos he would cause among them?
Yeah. Do they still have Space used to have what they used to have? Like, was it tech priests? They're like mechanic guys were a little different back in the
Yeah,
day.
they have the Iron Priests.
Okay,
Who,
Iron Priests. Are they different than normal tech priests these days?
yes, they have a better, much better weapon and pistol.
Okay.
I will get an Iron Priest model out. Where? Ah, there you are. Oh, just put it down. That's the Gladiator with its back containing all the separate parts. These guys.
Wait, let me look. Oh, okay. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. They've got a fancy pistol which is the same strength as like a plasma pistol, but it doesn't have the chance of exploding on you.
Oh, wow, that's potent then. Yeah, I think like back I think they had like war gear in like second where you could get just like master crafted type ones where it was like a little benefit, but that one seems like
Yeah.
heavy duty pistol.
It's called a Hellfrost pistol.
Okay.
It's pistol D3, which means it's D3 shots, which is already better than a plasma pistol.
Wow.
Yeah. So pistol D3, strength 8, AP 4, damage D3, which is a lot.
I like, and I was tempted to want to get like I bought some Mechanicus models. I was like, I'll try something different because like normally I'd be like, oh man, I want to get Space Wolves, and I was like, I really enjoyed the new Mechanicus models.
Yeah.
So I pick up some of those. I was like, they seem a little like tiny and like whatever to paint.
Yeah.
So I bought Necromunda first because I was like, well, I'll paint some of those, and then it's like not a full army. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, you can get a squad of 10 or something and get something done, and not have to paint 50 miniatures.
Like, what was it? I started off with Ultramarines because that's what was on the box, and then the moment I heard about Space Wolves, I just
they called to you.
Yeah, just the guys who are a bit of a bunch of jerks. Like, if you like, they have no qualms about just beating the shit out of a major who's annoyed them or is using like his guardsmen as bait. Because one thing is like somebody tried to say that Macagre, the Ultramarines capital, is better defended than the Fang, which is a laughable idea when you consider that Fenris, the planet the Fang exists on, has a regular surface temperature of about -60 on a bad day.
That'll do it.
Fenris is called a death world for a reason. The wolves that live on the non-space wolves that live there are the same size as an Astartes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And they are stronger than an Astartes because they are in tabletop. They are strength 5 versus a Space Marine's toughness and strength of 4.
That's pretty crazy, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Of course, the little chats like this will be a good way for me to catch up on what's going on in the game world too.
Yeah. I do wish they would do something other than just give Space Marines loads of stuff. Or if they did keep just giving Space Marines stuff, at least give it some variety. Like, actually give Space Wolves unique looking models instead of just giving them like an upgrade sprue, which is like a bunch of heads and a pelt.
It's kind of like, that's when we'd always like want more stuff when you're doing. It's like, gosh, like they gotta. I'd hate to know how many miniatures they make these days.
Yeah,
they got to be putting out so many. Like, what do they have? Like, they have their release show like every week or something. That's really crazy that they put out that many of these. Like, I remember before you'd have to wait like a good decade to maybe get something you wanted.
Well, what is it? Somebody pointed out that in England, Games Workshop is worth more than the fishing industry.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I know. It's like it blows my mind because it was like back in the '80s it was just like such a small niche little if you found
Yeah,
anyone who even knew what it was you're like what okay we're instantly
yeah.
friends.
Like one of my favorite things is, as cruel as it sounds, was year seven is like how old? What grade would they be? Like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like when they tried to be disrespectful to me when I was teaching them how to play in the school club. Because it was like, right, you're being disrespectful and not listening. Okay, then I'm throwing all pretense of being kind out the window. You lot have to work together to bring down an Imperial Knight.
Start rolling.
How? Yeah. And you're not getting any, and only one person gets the dedicated anti-tank weapons.
They don't have vortex grenades anymore, do they?
No, they don't.
Okay. Yeah, they used to, like, back in the day, that was like when you're taking on some crazy thing, it was like, okay, pray for a vortex grenade and throw it. You always kept one for the craziest thing out there.
I think one of my favorite things that I've got is I've got a Vindicare Assassin who is he one-shot Rabute Gilliman. I just rolled a magical 6 to hit, which meant it did D6 wounds instead of D3.
Yeah, good dice rolling.
Yeah, that's one thing for me is like I seem to be blessed with good dice rolls quite a bit of the time.
Yeah. Good to have some luck in these games. You need it.
Yeah. Like, what is it? When I was playing at school, I would often fudge my dice rolls to make it fair. Because I didn't want to like scare the little year 7s out of not playing.
Oh, see, that's the good thing.
Like, I may be heartless if you annoy me, but if you get on my good side, well then.
I only really ever played with friends. I had a couple friends that would play, so we would play and
What was it? I had like out of the students, I think I had the most stuff, and I was always there, and I was the oldest, so like I could be trusted to teach them.
Yeah.
So I was essentially the teacher who ran it, second in command.